This is the book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, who well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 8, is I came across this video by RT today where you have the Orthodox Jays, as I'm going to call them, and the Zionist Jays literally at each other's throats. And due to this COVID-19, the Orthodox Jays don't want to have anything to do with all the restrictions that the Zionist Jays have been pushing, because the Zionist Jays own the government of the so-called statehood of Israel. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, why they're making their own tongues fall upon themselves, is because this Amalekite right here, this so-called wannabe us, all right, mainly the head tribe, Judah, she literally makes her own tongue fall upon herself, and pretty much exposing the lies that are constantly pushed out here on the earth, especially when it comes to the language of these Orthodox Jays and the Zionist Jays. Okay, I'm trying to keep it PC. So let me play this. All right, you're gonna see her own tongue fall upon herself. All right, just more evident. We're living the last days where everything's being revealed, man. Okay, everything's being revealed in these last days because we're at the end. Because the Lord has put His Spirit upon His prophets to reveal them. So let's play this video.
Welcome to Ner Sharim, one of the oldest Jewish neighborhoods in Jerusalem. Now, when you enter, signs like this ask you not to pass through in immodest dress. I'm dressed modestly, but you can...
Dressed modestly? Obviously, she doesn't know what modest dressing is. First of all, she doesn't even have her head covered. You know what? Let me get that. She doesn't even have her head covered. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 4. I'll start at 4, but the point is in 5. Every man praying or prophesying have his head covered, dishonor his head. Right, that's why when you see us teaching the word, or you see us on the highways and byways, we never have our head covered, okay? Or if we do have some type of covering, we don't cover the top of our head. We have, if you have certain brothers that wear like a mitri, okay? They cover the sides, but not the top of the head, because it's against the law of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, okay? You're not supposed to have your head covered. 5, but every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonoreth her head, for that even all one as if she were shaven right. So this woman clearly doesn't follow the laws of the Bible, all right? And all the laws are in the Old Testament, okay? And you so-called, Jays out there, all right? You always talk about you're in the Old Testament, which clearly you're not, especially if you call yourself Zionists, all right? You're in the Talmud, you're in everything else but the scriptures, because you're not the chosen people, all right? That's the point. The point is you're not the chosen people, all right? And this is evident. But let's continue on. Watch her clearly make her own tongue fall upon herself.
You hear people shouting and booing and yelling. They don't like journalists here. They don't like the police here. And we're here because we want to monitor the whole coronavirus situation.
Right, because you're putting on draconian laws that even your own people don't like. All right, and really what you're seeing here is division amongst Amalek. All right, one of the descendants of Esau. Okay, the Edomites. But let's watch what she says.
And the fact that most of the cases are coming from ultra-Orthodox neighborhoods like this one. Information is pasted on billboards because there's no television or radio in these communities. Many of the posters are in Yiddish, a language that was spoken in the 9th century in Central Europe.
A language that was spoken in the 9th century in Central Europe. Okay? So there you go. Yiddish. She didn't even say Hebrew. She didn't say, all right, the holy tongue. She said Yiddish. Just think about that, all right? This is how you know they're not the chosen people. So now let's go, all right? She made her own tongue fall upon herself. The conversation. Uncovering ancient Ashkenaz, the birthplace of Yiddish speakers. At 1,000 years, a search of the location of Ashkenaz, thought to be the birthplace of Ashkenazic Jews, and the Yiddish language, is one of the longest quests in human history. It is perhaps second only in length to the search for Noah's Ark, which began in the 3rd century A.D. The place name Ashkenaz occurs 3 times in the Bible, but by the Middle Ages of the exact origin of Ashkenaz was forgotten. Because, well, it was never forgotten. It's just you wanted to hide it, okay, to hide your identity. Esau, Edom, all right, Amalek, the descendant of Esau, Edom. Because of the migration of the Ashkenaz Jays, it later became associated with Germany, right? Because Yiddish is a German language, okay? This led to all German Jays being considered Ashkenazic, a term which was then applied to Central and Eastern European Jays who follow Ashkenazic religious customs and who speak Yiddish. Here's the point. The Yiddish language, which consists of Hebrew, German, Slavic elements, and is written in Aramaic, right, is written in the Assyrian Hebrew, okay? But what they speak is Yiddish, has been spoken at least since the 9th century A.D., but its origins have been debated by linguists for several centuries, right, because it was made up. That's not the Lashon Kadash. That's not the I Bar Yarth, all right? This is it, all right? I Bar Yarth. This is the holy tongue, okay? Abba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, kwa, ra, sha, ta, okay? Arbayath, which it means Hebrew. That's, okay? That's the Lashon Kadash. That's the holy tongue, all right? Which they don't speak. They speak Yiddish, and they're literally making their own tongues fall upon themselves. 9th century, right? Then that Amalekites say 9th century, all right? So this cuts all you jakes that use the Yiddish language and saying that's the Hebrew, okay? And that cuts you so-called Jays, all right? You want to be us, okay? You imposters. I'm trying to make it politically correct because I don't want them to take down this video because this is very beautiful that they're saying this now in these last days. It goes on and says, others believe a more complex beginning for the language starting in Slavic lands in Khazaria. Khazaria, the Middle Age Khazar Empire that covered present-day southern Russia, Kazakhstan, Ukraine, and parts of the Caucasus, and followed by Ukraine and finally Germany. Although the language adopted a German vocabulary, it retained its Slavic grammar, which is why Yiddish is often referred to as bad German, right? Okay, has nothing to do with the Hebrew. Just they use the Assyrian Hebrew to cover it up, man. So which clearly shows that's not the holy tongue. That's not the Lashon Kadash. That's the Hebrew or Arbar Yath. All right, these imposters don't speak it. All right, now the Khazar Empire. This is a map. Khazar Empire, and that's why the apostle always said you got to get into maps, you got to get into timepieces, all right? You got to go into the old paths. I got it up right here. Jeremiah 6 and 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways, and see and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein. Right. And that's what the apostles, great millstone, all right, and our elders on down have been teaching us. All right. You got to go into the history. You got to go into time periods. You got to go into languages. All right. That's why we are confident in our doctrine. That's why we understand the times that we're living in. And ye shall find rest for your souls. Right. That's why we have found our rest. That's why you're seeing, all right, these brothers, all right, from all over the world coming to their true biblical nationality and learning on the great millstone. Okay? Because the great millstone is where the truth is at. Great millstone had 100% truth. Okay? Through the spirit power Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. But they said we will not walk therein right. And that's a lot of you Jakes that are still caught up in Babylon Jews, still believing in America. That's all. Those that know that they're Israel, but they're using the Yiddish. They're using these imposters language, all right, and then teaching their congregation that that's the official language, and that's not, man. It's not. It's clearly that she said it, 9th century, all right? Hello? The temple got destroyed in 70 AD, okay? Judea. Yahushua wasn't speaking Yiddish, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, all right? So when he was walking in Judea, all right, before the destruction of the temple, okay, he was speaking the Lashon Kadash. He was speaking Arbar Yat, all right? Let's go on. Is there any more on this? That's it. That's it. You know what? Let me get into another one that made the tongue fall upon themselves. A.G. Wells. The Idumeans, Edomites, were made Jews, and a Turkish people, Khazar, were mainly Jews in South Russia. But right, once again, let's get the map. Hold on. This is what This is what he's talking about. And who's A.G. Wells? All right, A.G. Wells was a writer, okay, and he made movies that you see today. Like he wrote novels of the movies that you see today. The War of the Worlds, Time Machine, Invisible Man. All right, this came out of his own mouth. And the Turkish people were mainly Jews in South Russia. The main part of Jewry never was in Judea and had never come out of Judea. You see that? All right. So when the temple got destroyed, when Judea got sacked in 70 A.D., okay, after that, these imposters came in and took on the customs, all right, took on our heritage, all right, took on and created a new form of what they call Hebrew, which is not, it's Yiddish, as she said, and deceived the world. Okay? That's why the scripture says all nations were deceived. What does the scripture say? All nations were deceived. When it says Satan to deceive the world. Satan, let me see that. Hold on. He came out of his... Yeah, here, I'll read this one. Revelation 12:9. And that great dragon was cast out. Who's that great dragon? Esau, Edom. All right? The so-called white man today, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world, right? Telling the world that they're the chosen people, mainly these so-called Jays, all right? He was cast down to the earth, and his angels were cast out with him, right? And that's the war in heaven when Yahushua comes and zaps them with fire from his chariots. But here's the point I want to get at. Revelation 20:2. I'll start at 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, and great chains is in his hand. 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Right. This is when, during the dark ages, our people were ruling. Okay, that's why you got to go into history. All right, Esau, when he lost his empire, his Roman Empire, by Jake, because Jake took down these Edomites. All right, that were calling themselves Romans. Okay, and they were ruling for 1,000 years, man. That's why you have the Byzantine Empire. Just look up the Byzantine Empire and all their the Holy Roman Empire and their artifacts. All Jake, all so-called black people. Okay, the Moors. 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more till 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loose for a season. Right. That's when he came back into power during the Renaissance. All right. And then he just started deceiving everyone. Okay. And he was loose for a little season. That's when he started deceiving the Renaissance, iconoclasm, whitewashing of the images, all right, changing identities. Okay, you gotta get into this history. It's the only way you're gonna understand the Bible. Is there any more on this? Yeah, jumping down, Revelation 27. And when the 1,000 years are expired, right, meaning when they come back into power, the Renaissance period, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Okay. 8, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the 4 quarters of the earth. Right. Didn't they? Didn't these so-called white people deceive the world? Okay. Now look at the world. Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. Right. And that's what Esau's purpose was, to get all these nations riled in the spirit for war. And that was all done through the spirit power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay. That's why World War III is coming. But the point is, hey, these nations got deceived. And for people in 2020 to believe that these are the chosen people, you're out of your mind, man. Okay? You out of your mind. And H.G. Wells said it. Once again, the Idumeans, Edomites, were made Jews, and Turkish people, Khazars, were mainly Jews in South Russia. The main part of Jewry never was in Judea and had never come out of Judea, right? This is a novel, all right? He was an insider, all right? A novelist, he was a novelist, an English writer, all right? He was an insider. And all your movies that you see today, all right, he wrote them when he was alive, man. He wrote novels for these pieces, okay? For the movies that you see today. And let me get one last scripture. Number 1, I hit the point, and Salaki, if I was all over the place, just trying to get this information now. Because, this is good stuff, man. We're living in the last days. We can see the Lord's really opening up, okay, his words so that the elect can be sealed. And we believe they're sealed, man. All right? Look what's going on in the world, 2020. Come on. Revelation 2:9, I know thy works are tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Right? That's them. Okay? That's them. Okay? That's these wanna be us. All right? Wanna be a Jew, but they're not. Okay? Because the real Israelites are in poverty. The real Jews are in poverty. All right? That's starting with the so-called Negro, all right, to the Latino Native American, all right? And those Israelites that are scattered abroad and look like the other nations, all right? That's why the Lord said, my heritage is like a speckled bird. But mainly the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, all right? Those are the real Jews of today. And we're in poverty. We're catching hell. We're at the bottom. First fire, last hire, okay? Being persecuted by the police force, all right? Being poisoned. You got to see that if you're receiving this message, man. Okay. Jeremiah 14:2. Judah mourneth. Right. The real Jews are mourning, man. Start with the so-called Negroes here in America. All right. Hello, Flint, Michigan, still getting poisoned. And now they're under restrictions. And they can't even drink good water. All right? And the gates thereof language, right? We have no protection. That's why they're able to poison us, able to shoot us down. All right? We have no defense. But guess what? The elect have their defense because they believe on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. They believe on the name. Okay? They believe in the Lashon Kodash, the ancient Paleo Hebrew. Okay? Or Arbar or Yat. And the gates thereof language, they are black onto the ground, right? They're dark. The Hebrews, all right, the Jews are dark people. And the cry of Jerusalem gone up. All right, right. They are crying. The Lord hears us. The Lord hears us. That's why he's drudging up this place. So Lord willing is edifying. Hey, I just wanted to reveal this. Hey, they're making their own tongue fall upon themselves. All right, they're even divided. You got them arguing with each other because it's COVID-19. They're fighting each other, policing each other up. It's beautiful, man. You know, we're living in these times where Satan's house is divided. We're living in times where the truth is out in the open. There's no stopping it. And with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim B'Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there, pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. As you can see, we're almost out of here. They're making their tongue fall upon themselves. Shalom, and of course, a Bible ball. Shalom.